Go back to the math thing, right?
Yeah,
You can hear me?
yeah.
To circle back to the math, this is where our situations differ a little bit, right? Because obviously Math had me on his show, you know what I mean? And these guys wasn't particularly happy about the fact that he brought me on there. You know what I'm saying? So you seen the way that P reached out to Math, and he contacted him and tried to put that pressure on him. The thing, I can't really say anything bad about Math, even though like I understand the situation and the perspective of where Cuban is coming from. But as far as me, when he went on Drink Champs with Nori, right? I have to give him kudos and I have to salute him because he never backtracked on his stance. You know what I mean? With me coming up there, he went on like three or four different platforms and he spoke about it, even with the backlash that he was receiving. And at the end of the day, he didn't have to invite me on his platform, so he reached out to me, and I appreciate that. You feel what I'm saying? But on another note, as far as the things that Cuban was saying, as far as like things going and bleeding out into the streets, we never got physical. You know what I mean? Like you said, nobody never leaked any blood or anything like that. But it was like times that different things could have happened. You know what I mean? They entourage tried to catch me slipping. My entourage tried to catch them slipping. You know what I'm saying? It's like mad unnecessary shit took place, and by the grace of God, just nothing happened. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, man, everybody know who the locks is. You feel what I'm saying? They got the streets in the headlock. So it's like their word is like law to niggas in the streets. Niggas like look at their word and they listen to their music like it's the Bible and they live by that shit. So
Let me ask you, why I seen Sheik's interview, and it wasn't he it was about 60 seconds, 90 seconds. Basically, he was just like, he don't wish no bad on you, he don't wish no good on you, he don't it ain't really no love lost. It's just like, yo, if I see you, yo, just you stay over there, I stay on you. We ain't gotta say what's up. It ain't no beef. Like, he just don't like you. Y'all just don't get along, and they just let just bygones be bygones.
but that's the thing though, right? That's the political answer. And not only is it a political answer, but the way he responded to me and to a person who has any type of intelligence, that sounds like it came from a space of emotion. You feel what I'm saying? Because he started the interview off with saying how he don't like me. What does you not liking me have to do with the topic at hand and what we were speaking about during the interview? What about the 60,000 that was taken? What about you taking the contract and not giving it to me? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what about the stuff that was said during this interview? He ducked all those questions and he tried to make it about something else. You feel what I'm saying? So, why exactly don't you? I don't care about it because, like I said, that has absolutely nothing to do with what we was talking about. But why you don't like me though? Because I exposed what took place when I was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really get it. And to the fans, they should be able to decipher.
Well, I mean, y'all haven't been cool, and I don't know how long. So, I mean, if he ain't like you way back then when things are going, of course he ain't gonna like you now.
Nah, but see, that's the thing, man. It ain't even yo, we ain't been cool or none of that. Yo, bro, I went over there to the lab a few different times and seen them way after all that stuff took place. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, aside from my actions when I left, which was, to be honest, it was totally justified with what I went through and what took place. Because I explained why I did everything that I did. In case I have to reiterate on it for the people that don't know, people had the misconception that I drug my chain and all that because they didn't drop my album. No, I did it because they didn't want to let me out of my contract. You feel what I'm saying? So they were trying to hold me in my contract to no other labels was interested no more. So I got frustrated. I was dealing with a collection of different feelings, the frustration, the betrayal, and all that type of stuff. So not saying that it was the right move to do, but I drug my chain and all that other type of stuff. And plus, my house burned down. The label cut a $60,000 check for them to give to me, and I never seen it, but I ended up having to pay taxes on it. You feel what I'm saying? So it was mad different stuff that took place. I went to go speak to them about it. Not about that specific thing, but I went to go speak my piece to them at the lab. Apologize for my part that I played it in and all that. That's why I said like I seen them after all this, and we spoke our piece. They apologized to me. I apologized to them. So when he came out of nowhere with all that, I don't like him and all that stuff. That's just because I'm older now, and my perspective on things are totally different. And I can articulate myself way weller than I was able to when I was, younger and I was with them. And when I was with them, I didn't see certain things that was taking place. because I was under the mindset of just wanting to be on or get on and just happy from being around them. When in all actuality, it was taking advantage of a young nigga. You feel what I'm saying? And I realized what was going on later on.
Right. I mean, I hear you 100%. And I just feel like if y'all got cool and y'all moved past that, this, that, and the other, when you did the Mav Hoffa interview, if everything was all cool and and you moved past the 60 grand and all that other stuff, certain shit like that, you just could have just left out to not make them look shisty if you move past it. You get what I'm saying?
But this is the thing, Cho. That's how I feel. You know what I mean about that. Why do I have to suppress my truth to protect someone's image that don't care about my well-being? That's not how I operate. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to tell the truth regardless. I don't care what it creates or how anybody feels about it because I'm the one who had to deal with the misconceptions surrounding the situation for the last 15 years. People looking at me, I got the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Like, not them. So people looking at me like I'm the disloyal one, I'm the grimy one, when in all actuality, that was never the case. So I used that opportunity to really elaborate on what really happened so it won't be no guessing of what happened on people making assumptions and none of that type of stuff. So obviously that's what got them upset because I revealed certain information that they probably didn't want to come out. And aside from that, we're existing in an age of trolling. So they never really experienced trolling like that. So now the internet don't care who you are. They're gonna troll you. So when that information came out, they started trolling them niggas. And they had to deal with that. And that's what made them respond. You feel what I'm saying?
Did you feel like you was part of their family, or did you feel like it was business?
Man, I was family. I was around them dudes since I was 13, 14 years old. Man, I was running to
Okay.
the store for them, going to get slices, going to get Chinese food. They dropping me off at school, giving me clothes out their closet, like shit like that. It was more than business. But I was young and I didn't know the business. That's why they was able to do some of the things that they was able to do.
Okay. Now think about how far back you go back with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And um what you wanted to get out your label, you wanted to get out your contract due to the fact that you feel like you wasn't your music wasn't coming out quick enough.
I wanted to get out of the contract because it was, sometimes when you just let certain stuff slide and you be like, you know what, I'm not gonna overreact. I'm gonna just let it rock, and then certain stuff just keep building up and building up and building up and building up to a point where you just can't take it no more. You're like, you know what, just let me remove myself from this situation. That's what happened. You know what I mean? Like we got two different deals when I was over there. We got a major label deal with Universal Records, which was structured like they wanted a Luch album and they wanted a
And you
Hood album.
can't say we did, they did, unless you
Nah, 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 nah. Listen to what I'm trying
hey,
to tell
hold,
you.
hold,
So
hold. Unless you was a partner on paper with them, you can't say we because you still talking family right now. We talking business.
now listen to what I'm saying because after I explain shit in totality, you're gonna like understand more clearer what I'm saying. When I say we, I said we because we sat down collectively and came up with the idea to start D Block. I was part of it. I was part of that sitting at the table. You feel what I'm saying? In all actuality, it was me, Sheek's best friend, and my former manager who came up with the idea to start this shit. SP was locked up. We didn't have no name. When SP came home, he suggested that we use the name D Block, and that's when we started running with it. Because before then, we ain't had no name. We were just throwing out freestyle. So that's why I said we. So when we came up with the plan to start this shit, and we generated the buzz on the mixtapes, niggas went to Universal and pitched the idea for a label deal to them niggas, and they was like, all right, cool. We'll give y'all niggas a label deal, but this is what we want. We want a Louch album and we want a Hood album. We don't want one without the other. So I was an intricate part in getting that deal. Without my signature, that deal wouldn't have went through. That's number one. Okay, so after Louch album came out,
Now, on that deal happened because their history from Bad Boy to Rough Riders to up into this point, they build a chain. It ain't just remember they can Sheek and you and sitting at the table can't walk into no label and get no deal without the Locks history. You understand that, right?
absolutely. But my thing is this: Okay, so with that being said, he couldn't walk in there and get a deal by himself without no artist. He couldn't, because if he did, he could have went in there and be like, "All right, look, I'm Louch, I'm Sheek, just give me a deal." They wasn't with that. They wanted a Hood album too. We don't want no Sheek album without a Hood album. We don't want no Hood album without a Sheek album.
Right, but that's still at the tail end of the Locks having a successful career.
I
Without them
mean, yeah,
having a successful career, they're not even taking a meeting. Joe
exactly.
Schmo, Joe Schmo just can't walk up in Universal and just go in there. Like, if they don't know who me and Cuban is, and we walk in there right now, we like, yo, we choke no joke at Cuban Links. We want to get a record deal. That shit ain't, we not even getting in the building. The fact that Sheek has history and a proven
Okay,
track record of selling records is why y'all have that opportunity.
okay, but this is the
You know
thing
what?
though.
You know
That's kind
what?
of
You still need the right artist.
right,
You still need the right artist.
Right,
Like Joe.
exactly.
Joe could have did all that. Yeah, but you need Pun. You know, you need J Hood to go
right.
get that big
But
money. So that's what he's saying.
But
Right.
but, but
So
even then, Joe already has a proven track record and has fame to get into the building
No,
to bring a
not
pun.
Joe. Not Joe. Yeah, yeah. No, he got the behind the scenes. No,
Yeah.
he had.
Joe was known before pun.
No, of course he was, but he had
All right,
Flojo. Like
huh?
Flojo wasn't no hit. Flojo was a regular
Joe
joint.
was a hit, bro.
Stop it, nigga. Nigga sold
I
now
didn't
let's
say I
that
didn't
nigga
say
sold
he
that nigga
sold
sold
a million
50,000 copies.
records.
But you talking
Wait,
about
hold
business
on,
right now.
hold
yeah,
on.
let's stick to the topic though. Let's not stray
Wait,
off.
Yeah,
hold on
yeah,
real quick.
let's go.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on real quick. Hold on. You telling me, Cuban,
Yeah.
that Flo Joe wasn't a hit, and that's the shit that we all know Fat Joe from day
Fat
one.
Joe, you know Fat Joe from Flojo. We all do. But I'm trying to tell you, it was a local hit compared to what a hit is as far as numbers. You know what
I
numbers?
hit it, bro.
No. A number. We talking about business. You should know this, no joke. It goes by the numbers. You got to go gold. You got to that's a hit. You go platinum, different type of hit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Joe
How
had
many albums did Joe release before he met Pun?
one. The first way talking about represent with shit is real and Flojo. That's it.
Two, right?
One. It was the first deal he got in Relativity Records.
Right.
He only had Flojo. He just came out of the country. It's probably like we met Joe in '93, so that album came out in '92.
Okay, but Joe was still
Known,
successful,
yes,
bro.
known. He just got introduced, but he's already. It's like that was his rookie year inside the industry.
You looking like a hater right now. Flo Joe was a hit, bro.
If you believe it was a hit,
It made a played on the radio. Hey J Hood, I don't know.
God.
You might be too young to know.
No, he's not. He knows.
Flo Joe wasn't a hit.
When you say hit,
See, there you go. The same as me.
you mean
Do you know the record?
yeah.
Okay, end the story.
The only thing that he knows about, but he absolutely said hit that he likes. He said it's cool. It's a cool song. It's not a hit, man. You don't want to hit it.
It's levels of hits.
Stop,
Yeah,
yo.
it's levels of hits. Like you bugging out. Like
Yo, hold up.
First of all,
So you telling me Flojo was not playing in niggas' cars in the Bronx, riding around the
in
city,
the Bronx, my nigga, but not in Texas.
and motherfucking the ring? Come on, bro.
Yes.
Stop.
Okay. Let's just make it. Let's make it so I don't look like a hater. It was a New York City local hit. 5 boroughs. It was a 5-borough New York hit. Yes, it was.
Okay.
It's after that, no.
All right
That's
now.
right. But all I'm saying is that he already had, he already had the institution. So yeah, he had the power to introduce Pun into the right avenues to make him, make him do what he needs to do. Yes, 100%. So
Right.
did Sheek, and so did Jada and SP. They all did. So that's what he did, but they still need. They still need
artist.
They still
Right.
need it.
So let's stick to this. Let's stick to the topic so I won't stray off. Right. Now, getting back to what I was saying. Now it's obvious. You're stating the obvious that if they wouldn't have had no type of rep at all, they wouldn't be able to walk into this building. That's the obvious. You feel what I'm saying? But they don't have no reputation for being no record execs or nothing that type of shit like that. So you need an artist that's catching the buzz. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, like when we went there, niggas got the deal. Louch came out with his album. He wasn't particularly thrilled with how everything went. So what he did was, I was slated to come out next. Now this is a major label, Universal Motown. In all actuality, I was probably best suited to stay there, being a new artist. You know what I mean? He went out there and negotiated a different deal with Koch. You feel what I'm saying? And what he did was he came back to me and he was like, listen, I got another opportunity. Uh, I could get you, we could bring your project over here to Koch and you get $3 off each record versus you staying over here getting 60 cents. And we'll be able to get you off of this deal if, you agree to come over here. I'm like, that's a no brainer. I'm going with the big homies, you feel what I'm saying? And plus, mathematically, that sounds way better. So I'm like, all right, let's do that. So they was able to get me out of that deal. Now this we got a deal with Koch that was structured the same way the deal was structured at Universal. It was for a Sheek album and a Hood album. They didn't want one without the other. But they also wanted a DVD with this one now. That's the only difference. So we went over there. Um, now, when we got this deal, I was supposed to come out, but Sheik told me, like, listen, they want me to come out first because I'm already a well-known artist, and they don't want to take the gamble.
Quick question. Now, at this point, now y'all done left the Universal there, y'all going to Koch. At this point, did you put your name on any paperwork to become a partner?
Now, listen, let's get to this. We go. It's steps by steps. Now, look. Now, this was part of SP's argument, right? Well, not even an argument. He brought this up in his response because of what I said during the interview. Now, speaking technically, I was a co-founder because I was not on paper, obviously, but technically, because I sat there at the table and we collectively came up with the idea to start this. So if we being technical, I was a co-founder, but not legally on paper because I was young, so they not gonna get no young nigga that fucking label and be like, yo, listen, this is your position over here. They not gonna do that.
Hold on, let me say something. When you said you sat at the table when they started the company, and they came up and Styles came home, inspired the name D Block. When they went and
Let me just throw that out there. Kiss wasn't part of this yet.
I ain't say Kiss. I said
Now
when
I'm just putting that out there so everybody know he
okay,
wasn't
all
part
right.
of it yet.
So when Styles inspired the name, so when they went and trademarked the name, did you put your name on the trademark for
Of
D
course
Block?
not, because I just told you I was a kid, so they're not gonna give me that title because I'm a kid.
All right, so you get all right, go ahead, finish your story, but keep this in mind that you're not a part of the LLC, you're not a part of the trademark, right? So when you keep saying we, understand that there's no we, is them.
Listen, man, I'm speaking technically. That's why I was very clear
If,
with when I
if
said
we're
technically.
speaking technically, it's them.
Nah,
I gotta
man.
say something. I gotta say something real quick.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yo, Joe, I told you that beginning speech for the same reason you talking about. You see, my name is not on Terror Squad Records. Neither is Punch. So now you're telling them now to say them. You see that? That's why they're not family to me. You understand? Now you just fucking answer my question. You just told Jay Hood the same thing. All right, back up. I just wanted to make that point.